Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so potential buyers have more information about the seller and the business to help them make a buying decision. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of this business. It's an Amazon KDP and ACX business created in January of 2021 in the books and information niches. The average monthly revenue for the business is $19,874 and makes an average of $12,747 per month in net profit. The assets included in the sale are an Amazon KDP account with 69 ebooks and print-on-demand books, an ACX account with 11 audiobooks, domain and all-site content and files, employee contacts, an email list with around 1,500 subscribers, and a Facebook page and group. And for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 59708 to learn more about the business, or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So that's a brief overview of the business for sale. Let's hear from the seller with me today. So welcome to the show, Michael. How are you doing today?
Hi, Nick. I'm great. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your business. So to start us off, can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, sure. Actually, this was my first business did online. I knew about the potential of the online business. I used to work in advertising in Italy for 4 years. So I knew about marketing, but I was never able to do my own thing. So actually, me and my girlfriend, we started this business almost 1 year ago out of scratch. So I was searching, of course, a way to make some money because I was tired of 9 to 5 work as a maniac, for my boss. I used to work in the weekends, I used to work late. I know that people in my field will understand this, because when you work in marketing, especially in our days, it's really tiring. It's really stressful. So I think I went to burnout many times. So at the end, I thought, okay, if I work so much, because I'm someone that wants to work, of course, I'm serious, okay. If I have to give all this energy, why I don't give this energy for myself, So with my girlfriend, we said, okay, we want to start something. And then I started to search for businesses online. And I started from Amazon, because actually Amazon has the quality, to give you the distribution and the visibility that you need. And that is why we started with Amazon. So at the beginning, I think I searched something with Amazon FBA, but it was really complicated business, products, stuff. And that is why at the end we choose books, because books is much more easier. You have to produce, of course, the content and the book, but then it's all up to Amazon, the printing, the delivery, all the, the problems correlated to this stuff. And so we said, okay, we start and we gave it a try. Then we really started this business and we keep it growing until now.
Nice. Well, congratulations on this being your first business and it being one that it's profitable and it's ready to sell. So that's a great accomplishment.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you think your advertising experience is what helped you to grow this business as quickly as possible?
I have to say, the only thing that I think that helped me a little bit is with the covers of the book, because I was a graphic designer before, But the problem is that, okay, you can be good. The cover of a book is really important, but if the content is not good, if you don't know how to launch a book, if you don't know how to run the ads, you can sell something, but you're not gonna go much more than that. Okay, maybe you're gonna sell some books, okay, but At the beginning, of course, I think it was a plus on my end because I started to do some covers on my own, but it's not all about the covers. There are many things that you need to do to learn to do well, of course. And if you want to scale up also, like we did, you need to do more books and you need to find someone who can do the jobs for you, or you will never be able to grow. So at the beginning, I did some of my covers, but now it's all outsourced.
Got it. We'll talk a little bit later about what worked. You just mentioned a few things that I'll want to talk about. But first, why are you selling this business now instead of keeping it and growing it?
I'm saying the business because with my girlfriend, we are starting our platform. She's doing life coaching now, and we have a big project in mind. The thing is that we loved self publishing, but now I think that we don't have so much time to grow it like we want. And we need a lot of time to start this new business, the life coaching that is, we hope that it's going to be huge. So we said, okay, we will try to sell it. So we're going to have some cash to help this new business to start.
Yep, using the capital to allocate towards another business.
Yeah, maybe in the future we will do it again. We don't know. But now we really wanted to start these new things and we started already. But yeah, we need some time, and we need some cash in order to leverage, that cash, to grow this business in a faster way because, yeah, we have big plans for this.
Nice. Well, that's very exciting. So let's talk then about now we are on about how you grew this business, the KDP business, quickly. And from your time building this business, what do you think worked? Something that contributed to the success that you experienced?
Definitely, I think that it worked the quality of the products that you put on Amazon. I mean, if you put books that are not quality, not of high quality, maybe if you pick a good niche, if you pick a good keyword, maybe you can sell some copies, but after a while, your sales will drop because people, they're going to start to complain, they're going to leave bad reviews, and for you it's going to be really stressful because every time you really need maybe to fix the book, relaunch it again and again. It's going to take time. Okay. So I think definitely learn how to write a good book, good content, a good cover. Of course, how to run ads. But luckily, we have outsourced that too. So we don't have to think about the ads. So I think that is mostly the thing. And of course, you need to know where to publish. I mean, you need to know that for the right keyword, there is a market. There is people that are ready to buy this book for you because people go on Amazon, they are ready to buy. Okay, they don't need a lot of time to search between a lot of books. Okay, especially if you compete with other self-publisher. I mean, if your book is the first book that they see and there is a good cover, social proof, the book is good, they will buy because we are not talking here about products of hundreds of dollars. We are talking about books. So a book can go between $10 to 30. Okay, so it's not a big expense. So if your book is good, people, they're gonna see it and they're gonna click and they will buy. Okay, that is why it's really important the keyword, the market. Like if there is demand and your book is well made and you run the ads, you're gonna sell 100%.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of talk about in the KDP world about no content, low content, medium content, and high content books. So it sounds like, in your opinion, it's best to be in more of like a medium content type of world.
In my experience, I'm not an expert in low content. The problem in general, but with everything in the world, is that the lower the barrier, the more people there are, and the more difficult it's going to be to sell and to grow. Like low content is so popular because you can start it, with no money. You can do the low content yourself. There are a lot of software that help you to do the low content. So it's easier, of course. And people, they want the easy choice, of course. The problem is that now Amazon is infested with low content books published, I don't know, I think one book a minute. okay? And actually, a lot of those books are banned because they take the same content from, on Fiverr, on the free website, okay? So they are all these coloring book and journals. They are all the same. So Amazon see that they are the same and they ban the books and they ban the account. For sure, if you have a good product, if you have a good project, even if it's low content, like, I don't know, you are a designer, you are an illustrator, you are good in that, and you do a good project, but you study the project and you are different from the others, there are some people that they are making great money, with low content. Another issue that I see is that the price of the low content is really cheap. Like a book with content, you can sell it for $20, even more if it is a bundle of book, if it's a collection, okay? A low content is difficult to sell it for more than $10. So you need to do your calculation with the royalties too, because if you think that Amazon has the printing cost, then you need to give a part of your income to Amazon, and then you have to run the ads. So you see that it's starting to sum a lot of expenses here. That is why a lot of people who started with low content, they fail, because they don't have the margins. But I mean, if you have a good project, you're good, and you believe in your project, of course you can try, but you need to sell a lot of copies to have profit. And with a full content book, it's easier, in my opinion, okay?
Yeah, that's a good point that you bring up, that even if you did do a low content book, if you're like a designer or an illustrator, if you come with a skill set where you are still bringing value in that space and you're not just creating something that's pretty much an exact copy of another book, then you can still succeed in this space. But yes, to your point, you have to pay attention to the profit margins. I guess maybe the balance that people try to find is, like, as you mentioned, you still want to outsource, but you want to outsource without making it a copy of other books.
You need to be different, or you will be one of the books and they will never choose your book. Okay, like if you have a special style of drawing, if you draw comics, if you draw illustration in a certain way that is nice and you want to market, it's really good actually. It's better actually if you do this yourself, that you go to some publisher house that is going to tell you, yes, I will market your book, and they never do. They take all the money, okay? So instead of that, you learn how to self-publish your book. If you think that is good, you can do really good money because people read books. I mean, books, they will never go out of market. Every niche, you can think the most crazy niche you can think, there is a market for that. If you're good, if you know your client, of course. So that's it. But you need to put the work, of course. If you copy, if you do the same book that all other thousands of people are doing, you will fail.
Got it. Well, great advice here. Was there anything you tried with this business that didn't work for you?
What it didn't work, I think at the beginning, I didn't find good freelancers. So the quality of my books, they were not so great. So of course, after a while, launched the books, they started to stop selling, because they were not good. I think that was the only issue. Because once you know that there is a market, there are people ready to buy your book, and you do a quality job, I mean, you're gonna sell. It's really difficult not to sell. It depends also when you enter the market, of course. I mean, if you launch your books in full Christmas time, in a niche, full of other competitors, they are doing the ads already. Of course, you're gonna enter in a market that is really competitive, okay? But it's just a case, okay? But yeah, for now, I think the only mistake I did is that not put attention, to do a quality book. You don't need to rush. Like, I know that maybe you want to have the money now, you want to have the results, the royalties. That was my mistake at the beginning. I used to go fast, especially if you see that you are having the first money, that you're doing great, then you want to scale up, and then you say, okay, I need to be fast, fast, fast because I want more. That is really wrong. You need to take time. It's better to take 1 month more to prepare a book in a good way than do everything in a rush. And then the book is gonna stop to sale, it's not gonna sell. You need to redo all from the start, and that's gonna be a loss of time. So that is one big lesson that I learned at the beginning. Like, take your time to do a good book, because if you take more time, it's gonna sell you better and for a long period of time.
Yeah, that's great advice. I'm sure every new seller always feels tempted to go as quickly as possible. We can talk about this in the next question, but it's maybe the people who have the right systems in place where it's a quality system so that you are producing quality, but you can do that at scale, and that's where you can get some better speed, but it's still not at the sacrifice of quality.
That is a reason why some people needs to buy a business that is already prepared, because they don't have to go through that. They buy a system that is created, is going well. So they don't have to go through all this trial and error and waste of money and time. I think that is a good investment.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that actually. So I know that this business is relatively young, but it seems like you're more in a maintenance phase as opposed to a growth phase at the moment. With all this talk about system and everything, can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
Yeah, sure. Actually, now, at the beginning, I used to do everything by myself. Like I said, the covers, checking the books, the launch, the ads. Now, the only thing that I do is I study a little bit my niche. I find good keywords. And then I have a team of 5, 6 people now. I have a supervisor that is taking care of the creation of all the books, like the writing, the editing. We have a freelancer. I think we have almost 30 or 40 freelancer for many niches. So he's taking care of the editing, the writing, the orders. Then I have the graphics that they do the covers. Of course, I will always check that the quality of the book and design it's up to the level that we want. I'm gonna do a quick check. And then I have a company who is running my ads. Actually, I just have to tell them, look, I have these new books. Please start the ads, and they will start. And they take a commission by the end of the month. My job, I think at the end, it depends from days. Actually, now, like you said, we are in more maintenance mode. Like, we have this new business, that is taking a lot of time and effort.
You have a lot more of your focus.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're not growing so much the business now. So, actually, the time that I on this business, it's not even every day. I think it's some days like a couple of hours, generally, maybe 2, 3 hours if I have to check with the product, with the books, the content, maybe the ads from time to time. I think now it's like 2, 3 hours per day, but not all the day of the week. Maybe it's gonna be 3, 4 days a week.
Okay, got it. And that's good to hear. You mentioned you have a supervisor that oversees all of these different
Yeah,
parts.
exactly. It took a long time to find it, but that changed my life.
I'm sure that's a big role.
It's not easy to find someone that you trust. Of course, you need to test a lot. I did a lot of testing. I have to say that sometimes I like to test also now. Like, maybe I'm trying to insert in a new niche. I still don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I want to test it. I want to test new books because I like it. But thanks to this guy that is checking that all the products at the end, and of course he knows my quality level, I am so much more free than before. Of course, I put my focus on some other businesses and I live stress free, like almost at least.
Yeah, very nice. Well, it's good to hear about how you've built your system. Okay, well, let's talk about if you did keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
Of course, I think I will focus a little bit more on the audiobooks because I can't complain, but I think that there is more room to grow there. The audiobook stream, it's really good because I would say it's more passive than the KDP. I mean, you don't have to run the ads. If you have a good book that is going to start to sell really good, it's going to start essentially by itself. Like you don't have to tweak a lot of stuff, you just have to keep the social proof good, of course, you need to do always a quality book. The problem is that in general, producing an audiobook is more expensive because you have the narrator, you have, of course, the content to create, and you have the narration to pay. So you need to put upfront more money, okay? And you can't control it like you control it on KDP. With KDP, you have the ads. With the audiobooks, you don't have the ads. I mean, of course, if you do the ads on your paperback, for instance, this is going to push also the audio in a way.
Right, because you can select the audio book version.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, it's going to push, but you don't have the metrics that you have with KDP. I mean, the thing is that, at least me, I found more difficult to understand if there is an audiobook that is not selling. I found it more difficult to understand what to do exactly to make it successful. With KDP, I can do it really easy because if I see there is something that is not working, I can change something. But with the audiobook, it's a little bit more difficult. It's just that. It's a really good stream of income. It's really passive, but I think that is less controllable. So we'll definitely focus on that now because, I have the cash flow to spend. And of course, I will continue to publish in the niche that I know, especially maybe also some trends, maybe. So that is what I should do. I have to say that I really like this business too, because I love books in general. I love to learn new things. So actually, it is an occasion for me also to learn new stuff. It's interesting. So actually, it didn't feel like a job for me. And it's really good, of course, when you do good content because you're helping people, you're giving value to the people. So if you are focusing giving good value to the people, the money will come always. That is 100% the truth.
Yeah, those are two benefits, I imagine, of having a book company, that if you want to become more of a authority on a specific topic, then you have to learn about that topic and you get to benefit from learning from that topic. And meanwhile, you get to help other people. Okay. Well, what are the biggest risks then with this business that you think a buyer should be aware of?
Yeah, of course, that you're depending 100% on a platform like Amazon. You have the pro and the cons. From my experience, if you follow the policy and everything, you will never have any problem. There is one chance out of a million that maybe Amazon is going to make some mistake and maybe they're going to cause you problems. And even in that case, you can call them. I mean, they're going to solve it if you didn't do anything wrong. Of course, if the quality of your book is not good, you don't do check, for instance, for plagiarisms, you copy the content, you copy the covers of the books that are selling good. That, of course, it exposes you to a series of problems like the ban of your account. I mean, I saw so many publishers that they were selling really good, and I'm talking about 50K in 1 month, using a copyrighted trademark, and they knew it. And the problem is that at the end they got banned. So they wanted to make a quick bucks, like I say, it's Christmas. There is a huge trend. Let's make this book selling really good for 2-3 months. I take the money, and then the problem is that you don't know if Amazon is gonna find out sooner or later.
Right.
I'm sorry, I am a coach too, and I teach people how to start this type of business, the self-publishing. I am a coach now since 3 years almost, and I saw many situations. At the end, it's not worth it. Like me, I used to say, consistency beats performance. You can have a book that is gonna start great. Maybe this book is gonna make you 10K in 1 month. But the problem is that this book needs to sell you in a stable way. We don't want books that they're gonna do boom for 1 month and then stop. Or maybe you're gonna have some problems because you have used a trademark, you copy a book. No, it's better if you sell maybe 1K a month for 10 months straight with the same book. That is going to be so much better. And I saw many people that they wanted to be smarter than Amazon. Man, it's not working. Like it is impossible. You can maybe go on with this for a little while, but they're going to know it. It's not worth it, really. You're going to lose your money.
Yeah, that's a really important point that you bring up, especially if, as a KDP seller, you want to maybe sell this business in the future because a buyer doesn't want to buy a book that might stop selling.
Exactly, that is
Mhm.
stable, that is going well, that
Yeah.
doesn't have any problem, any issue. Even for you, I mean, do you know how many people I know that maybe they were doing something borderline, and they were making good money, but every morning they used to check for the email from Amazon, hoping that they didn't
Oh,
receive
man.
the email of ban. Man, you cannot live like that. So just do the things in a good way. Just learn how to do this. I swear, it's a great business to start. It's the best business to start. It's the easiest. Like you don't have to study marketing. There is Amazon for that. You just have to learn how to find your niche, how to find your clients, know your clients, pack a product that is good for that market, okay, launch the book, run the ads, and it seems a lot of stuff, but once you learn the process, it's the same process. You don't have to, market your books on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, 1,000 videos, products. No, it's really easy, but you need to take it seriously. If you do it seriously, man, you're gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah, these are great points. This applies to if you own a website or an FBA business, you don't want to do black hat or even gray hat techniques. And it's not the way to live to have to worry about getting an email about your site or your business being shut down or just waking up one morning and seeing that you don't have a business anymore. So, yeah, these are great points.
Because I mean, we are doing this business in order to be less stressed from the normal jobs, that we used to
Right.
have. And actually, we are ending up to be more stressed.
That's such a good point.
Just do the good things, do the things that you need to do in order to create a good business. It's a super good business.
Well, excellent point. Thank you for sharing this part. Okay, so the last few questions here. How much support are you willing to offer a new buyer?
Like I said, I think in my listing, there was, I think, 60 days of
Hmm.
email and 5 Zoom calls. But anyway, I am a coach, so I'm used to teach to people this business. If you are good with the buyer and he needs any help, I will always be able to, if someday maybe he's gonna need me for a quick tip or something, I will be there. I mean, I'm not a guy who wanna sell the business and then okay, ciao. I'm doing this also for a living. I mean, I am a coach. I coached more than I think 400 people. We have a big group, of
Wow.
publishers. Yeah, and I'm used to that. And of course, I'm gonna give all my team or my contacts. I'm gonna present the new buyer to all my team, and yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, they are serious people. If there will be some problem with them, he can reach out to me. I mean, there won't be any issue with that. And I think it's really important, like I said before, that you have something you buy, like when you open a McDonald's, you buy not a restaurant, but a system, So you know that you can expect some type of results because there is a system that you can see that is working good. And that's it, I have all my contacts, my supervisor, the freelancers, it's a big package. I mean, for me, has a lot of value, this, because I put my sweat and tears on this, and yeah, it has a lot of value.
Yeah, the system is a lot. Okay. Just confirming here that you commit to a non compete on the business after it's sold.
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, perfect. And are you open to something like an earnout?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can talk with the client about this. I'm open, for arrangements in that case.
Okay, great. And putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
As I said, because it's already prepared. Like it's a system that is going well. It doesn't require so much time to maintain. Of course, if you want to grow it, maybe it's going to require a little bit more time. But even in that case, if you want to grow it, if you need some tips, if you have some problems, you can always call me. You can ask me the question the doubts that you have, that you can have, the buyer can have. I think because of that, yeah, the system is already there and it's going well, it's stable, it doesn't require so much time. I think it's that. I mean, it's really easy to learn too. I mean, there's no difficult.
Yep, it's learning the system.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same process, like if you know already about publishing on Amazon, it's going to be immediate. Okay. Maybe if you're starting now, it's going to take some time, of course, but you're going to do it so much faster because you have a system in place already that is going to help you.
Absolutely. Okay, well, last question potentially. Is there anything you'd like to add that you think I might have missed during the interview?
No, I think it's okay. I think we said everything.
Yeah, I think we definitely talked about a lot here. And yeah, if there are any other questions, then buyers can contact you directly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if they want to know more, we can set up a Zoom call. We can know each other. We can see what are your doubts. So I'm here. There's no problem.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap this up here. So, Michael, thanks so much for sharing your story and joining us on today's episode.
You're welcome, Nick. Thank you to having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 59708. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. And once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.